Good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to my mid-July garden tour. Thought I would start back here in the backyard with the Mexican sunflower that I've waited all summer for. It is now starting to bloom, also called Tithonia. There is the Joe Pye weed setting flowers. Had bees and hummingbirds. We just had a hummingbird on the Mexican sunflower just a minute ago. But these guys will attract everything: birds, butterflies, hummingbirds. And towards the end of summer and fall, the birds will come out and eat the seeds. Purple gladius. I'm hoping the sun doesn't wash everything out too badly. We're supposed to get storms tomorrow, so I figured I better start today. We'll swing around here and get a better look at the Joe Pye weed. This is kind of like a park plant or like a prairie plant. But I like it for its structure in the garden and how it moves in the wind. And the flowers are pretty too. Joe Pye weed. This is the rose that I said I was going to move soon so it would have more sun, but you can see there's a couple blooms on it. And yes, don't look at my weeds. Just been kind of busy this week. Some wildflowers. Kind of got beat down by the rain. This is a Rose of Sharon. Forget the name of it. I want to say Blushing Bride, maybe. I think that's what it is. Blushing Bride. Rose of Sharon. This is a newer area in bed, by the way, so it's kind of not been maintained very well. I've got to get back to the Lowe's and get some Seven Dust. As you can see, the Japanese beetles are back on the roses. They have done a number on my roses this year. And other things. They're on my sunflowers and zinnias now. Cosmos and other wildflowers. Just a quick look at the vegetable garden that, again, needs a little work. Some tomatoes are about ready to be picked, and that squash is probably about past due. Then I also need to get in here and check out my garlic I've got over there somewhere. That's probably ready to be harvested. Swing back over here. This is the double coneflower red. And this one's a regular coneflower called salsa something salsa. So I've taken this vine that I cut down and put it against this post And as you can see, the clematis autumn joy, or I'm sorry, autumn clematis is growing up it. So it's like a natural trellis type thing. I would really like to have something that arches over. But that's taken off on that. And it should have white blooms. If it blooms for me this fall, it'll be white. I don't know if you guys remember this lollipop verbena that I planted last year. For some reason this year, it's very sparse in bloom and very, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is last year it was more bunched and shorter. Sporadic might be the word. Obedient plant is finishing up. It'll be going to seed soon. I really like that plant, but the blooms sure don't last very long. And it doesn't fill in as much as I would like it to. Burgundy daylily. Maybe next year I will know all the names of the daylilies. Remember back in the spring, the spirea that was blooming? I told you it would have a second round of blooms. So it's now re-blooming. Nandina. Drift rose, it's coming back after the Japanese beetles have got it, but there's blooms coming back. Coneflower is kind of slowing down, the orange one. That is a green barberry back there. Gooseneck loosestrife, as well as the white iceberg rose. Not much different going on in the shade area over here. I don't know if I showed you this last time. This is the fairy garden I've started. Solomon seal and hostas. Sorry for the bumpiness. The ground is bumpy. Daylilies. Most of the daylilies are winding down this time of year. By August they will probably all be spent. Blue spruce in here, as well as calendula. I just kind of threw wildflower seed everywhere. Cosmos. And then in late summer, the I'm sorry, turtlehead. Turtlehead will have the pink flowers on it. Likes some shade and it likes to be kept moist, well watered. And as you can see, these daylilies are in part sun. So don't be afraid to plant your lilies in part sun. Again, I'm not sure how this is going to look with the sun. Blue bachelor button still and larkspur. Shasta daisy. Still haven't figured out the name of this blue wildflower, but I really like it. This is the calendula. A lot of people use the flowers and make us salves out of. White Cosmo. I like white in the garden. It really brightens it up. Sunflowers back there. So a few days ago we had a storm come through, and try not to make you guys sick. If you remember, we had another sunflower in here, a really big one, and the storm come through and knocked it down. So it split from the bottom. So I wasn't too happy about that, but I probably should have staked it. More of the burgundy daylily. And you can see the hibiscus back there getting ready to bloom. I have another hibiscus behind me that has been blooming already. We'll check that out in a second. More larkspur. I love larkspur. Very pretty. And then whatever this white wildflower is, I really like it as well. I think you can see it better now that the sun's gone in. Ditch lilies, or roadside lilies, people call them. White coneflower and phlox. Phlox is slowing down as well. And the black-eyed Susans are just coming into their prime. This is Miss Raven's throne over here. It's her favorite place to sit in the garden. Yes, loosestrife has taken over, and I've pulled a lot of it out this spring. There's a nice weed growing in there. So yes, lots of work to do this weekend on the garden. The bees just love the loosestrife though. So I plan on digging this all up probably next year or this fall and moving it. Here's the other Rose of Sharon, Blushing Bride. Seen a lot of people limb up these and make them into like topiaries, which is really pretty. Black-eyed Susan. I'm not sure what this is. It could be a weed, but I'm afraid it's not. So I'm gonna let it go and see what it is. There is the moonflower vine. Slowly but surely getting some growth on it. Everything looks really dry over here. Gotta get to the hardware store and get some Sevin-Dust. More Black-eyed Susans in here and Japanese anemone. It'll be blooming in the late summer, as well as the autumn joy sedum. Here is the hardy hibiscus, the pink. Very pretty pink gladius here. And the bulb on this one is different from just the regular gladiuses, because this one had like all kinds of stalks. Really pretty. Phlox, again slowing down. Black-eyed Susans in full glory. Another yellow one. Alright guys, so that's what the back gardens look like in mid-July. Our zinnias in here are blooming. This is a really pretty pink one. Phlox. We'll just go by the vegetable garden. I think I showed you guys everything last garden tour last week. I did pick the green beans. Had quite a few, and cucumbers are slowing down, as well as the squash. But tomatoes are getting ready to be ready. The zinnias we planted around the border. This is what I'm talking about. The Japanese beetles are getting on the zinnias now. And while we're here, I'll go ahead and show you what I'm really excited about is our first pumpkin, our only pumpkin. I never have the best luck growing them. I could put out 50 plants of pumpkins and get 2 or 3 pumpkins. If you guys know any tips on growing pumpkins, let me know. This is the red, white, and blue whiskey barrel. Another beetle, guys. Sorry. On my David Austin roses. Which are starting to bloom again if the beetles would leave them alone. Lantana. Container variety. That's why they're not getting tall like I wanted them to. So definitely watch out for that. It'll say on the tag, container variety. But it still looks nice. And then what I've also been waiting for, sorry you're getting a nice look at the electric box, the burgundy sunflowers. Now this is facing the house. I don't know how good that's coming in. There we go. Looks more burnt red, like a burnt amber color if you ask me, but it was supposed to be burgundy. Mr. Edgar Allan. Hydrangea Bobo. Slowing down. The blooms are kind of getting a little bit of a pink tinge to them. And the crepe myrtle. Again, I don't remember the variety, but it's red. Which I really like the red ones. Crepe myrtle. It'll probably be in full bloom in a week or two. Again, the beetles are on it. But we got plenty of buds coming. Limelight hydrangeas are blooming. Boy, have these things got tall this year. I didn't intend on them getting this tall. Don't really want them that tall, but I was afraid if I cut them, I would cut all the blooms off. So again, if any of you gardeners have any tips for me as far as when to cut them back and when to trim them so that they're not this tall in the summer, please let me know. blue Victoria Salvia. And I know I repeat this every video. Spireas are really filling in and looking nice. The green, lime green shrub. I need to clean up the lamb's ear. Get all the blooms off of it. Alright guys, I'm gonna thank you now for tuning in this week. Hope everybody stays safe and stays well. Hope everybody has a good summer. What's left of it. Be kind to one another. And happy gardening. I'm just going to kind of walk until my time runs out. No, I'm not paying attention to you, am I? Guys, I can't believe the asters. Yes, the asters are already blooming.